Hello and welcome to the tutorial for FireBIM by Design Master. If you'd like to follow along, links to the tutorial project and written tutorial are available in the video description. Over the course of these videos, you'll learn how you can use FireBIM to perform various fire alarm design tasks in Revit, such as creating and modifying your riser diagram, configuring your panels, devices, and circuits, performing battery calculations, and measuring voltage drop. For this first video, we'll start by looking at some standard Revit features and workflows you'll need to know, as well as a few basic FireBIM concepts. If we are being honest, the fire alarm design feature set in Revit is not great. You may not have used Revit before, or if you did, you may not have used all of the available features. To use FireBIM effectively, you need some understanding of certain Revit functionality, which these tutorials will not cover. In particular, you'll need to know how Revit families work and how to configure the family categories, part types, electrical connectors, and annotation symbols in families. How family instances work, including inserting them in the Revit model. How Revit circuiting works, including how to modify Revit's wires and circuit paths. The written tutorial goes into a little more detail about these functions, including what family categories, part types, and electrical connectors your families need to use. If you haven't used Revit for your fire alarm design until now, there's a decent chance you haven't built up a library of fire alarm families for your projects. Or you might have families that look good enough to put in the model, but don't necessarily have the right settings or carry any important data. To ease the transition to FireBIM, in addition to our riser diagram and plan view symbols, we also provide a core library of model families. These are LOD 200 families pre-configured to use the correct categories and connectors. They're also set up with our shared parameters, plan view and riser diagram symbols, and type images so you can generate a Revit symbol schedule with them. In addition to a full set of generic families, we also provide some model-specific families that, while they may not look exactly like their real-world counterparts, will have the correct load values for your battery and voltage drop calculations. That's in addition to using our symbols. To be clear, you are not required to use these families. If you already have a library of your own, or you later find or create families that you prefer, that's great. The core library is simply a first step for those who need it, and you can grow it, reshape it, or replace it to fit your needs. Next, we're going to talk in general about how to make changes to your Revit model when using FireBIM. When you are using standard Revit, you would select the device or circuit you want to modify, then find the parameter in Properties and make the change. Or if the parameter value was displayed on a label, you would change it directly from the label. In the vast majority of cases, this does not work when you're using FireBIM. With our add-in, you make the changes using the appropriate edit command, and the values are then reported to the corresponding parameter. This interaction is one way only. If FireBIM writes a value to that parameter and the value is then changed directly, sooner or later, FireBIM will overwrite that value with its last known value. For example, if you use FireBIM to set the alarm load, it outputs to one of our shared parameters. If you change it directly, then run a FireBIM command, it will revert to the last known value. Similarly, you cannot make stable changes to labels on the riser diagram by changing parameters directly. These values are informed by the values set on the corresponding device in the model, so any lasting changes to the riser must be made using FireBIM commands. That will make the change on the device, which will then carry over to the riser. As I mentioned earlier, one of the Revit features you'll use alongside FireBIM is the wires commands, which allow you to draw diagrammatic loops between devices on plan views. These wires are critical for telling FireBIM how your devices are ordered on their respective circuits, which, in turn, will impact device address numbering, how devices are inserted on the riser diagram, point-to-point voltage drop calculations, and circuit lengths that FireBIM calculates. It's also important when drawing wires to snap them to these points on the circuited devices, which correspond to the electrical connectors on the instance. If the wires aren't drawn, or are only drawn to some devices, FireBIM will make its best guess for the device order based on panel-to-device distances and some other factors. We'll dive into some examples in later sections. So, those are the basic concepts you'll need to be aware of when using FireBIM. In the next video, we'll dive into creating a riser diagram for a project that is already in progress. See you there.